Joining us now to break down a fascinating story of potential war crimes committed by a Navy SEAL is a reporter at TYT Investigates, Ken Klippenstein. Welcome back to the Damage Report.
Hey, John, good to see you.
Great to have you here, and very excited in particular to talk to you about this topic because it is a fascinating one. So for those who might not be familiar with this story, Edward Gallagher, what is he alleged to have done and what's currently happening to him?
He's alleged to have committed multiple war crimes when he was in Iraq. He was a SEAL sniper, and apparently allegedly when he was in his sniper's nest, he picked off a young girl, and she was about 10 years old, an elderly man, and then he killed or murdered, allegedly, a ISIS fighter that was a prisoner of war at the time, so he didn't pose a threat to anyone. And apparently this ISIS fighter was, I believe, between the ages of 12 and 17, so like wow. A young teenager.
And so, look, I think the idea that you would shoot an elderly man, shoot a girl, that's obviously reprehensible. It should be case closed there. Some will say he's a sniper. There's a crowd, God only knows what. But with the prisoner that he's alleged to have killed, if I'm right, and correct me if I'm wrong, he apparently stabbed him multiple times in the neck as he was being treated for wounds.
Yes, another SEAL, a SEAL medic was treating this individual who was apparently totally incapacitated by, I think it was airstrikes, didn't pose any sort of threat. And while he was treating him, supposedly he walked up very calmly and just stabbed him multiple times in the chest until he died. And I should note that the witnesses in this are other SEALs, so this is not rights organizations. These or people that he might claim are critical of U.S. foreign policy. These are his own comrades.
And so what's currently happening with Edward Gallagher? Is he being held? Are there charges pending? What's the legal situation?
So right now he is being held. The Naval Criminal Investigative Service, that's the group that sort of polices the SEALs and then the Navy generally. They're the ones lodging these charges, and it seems like they have multiple witnesses. They keep adding more to it, but since this case gained publicity, and the president actually tweeted about it, and numerous Republicans have as well, it's taken on a very political tone. So we might see it get stretched out longer than a case like this might.
And so I honestly did not see Donald Trump's tweet about this. I assume that he's taking it seriously, that a Navy SEAL would have committed a crime like this, right?
I wish. The tweet was, I don't know that he addressed the allegation specifically, but he said that the SEAL should be, he's kind of playing the nationalism. The tweet, as I recall it, was he needs to have better conditions while he's in prison. Always one of my favorite things, how much Republicans care about prison conditions when it affects somebody that they like as opposed to prisoners generally.
And so there's also a letter from the SEAL's brother that gives a couple of different arguments as to why the charges either shouldn't be there in the first place or why we shouldn't be concerned about it. So what is the argument that the brother is giving?
Well, what's incredible to me, and this letter was given to me by someone in Congress. This was a letter, this wasn't an open letter. This was a private letter to, I'm told, other veterans in Congress. So presumably he thought that this would be, a sort of friendly crowd. So he kind of lets his hair down and says, I'm going to try to find the exact word so I'm not paraphrasing. He says, despite the mounds of evidence showing this incident never happened and the basic stupidity of charging a Navy SEAL with the death of an ISIS terrorist, the Navy has locked Eddie away for the past 6 months in a military brig, and he goes on to describe the conditions. But what was amazing to me was that he says the basic stupidity of charging a Navy SEAL with the death of an ISIS terrorist, as if there's no conditions under which that might apply, as if there's no rule of law. Obviously everyone knows ISIS is bad, but that doesn't mean that all international laws and norms and our own domestic laws are suspended when we're at war with them.
And it also seems like if you're gonna say he didn't do it objectively, he did not kill this guy, but then you go on to say, and it wouldn't matter if he did, you can kill him like we were trying to kill him before, that to me undercuts the argument about whether it happened or not. You seem disinterested in the facts at that particular case.
Exactly, and I should note this isn't some random person. This person's been invited on numerous big Fox programs, including the Sean Hannity show, the Fox and Friends. So this is he's sort of a spokesperson for Gallagher.
Well, it's a great story. People should go to tyc.com and read your write-up about it. I just had one other thing I wanted to say. I don't know if you saw the news about Jacob Wohl and apparently trying to get people to claim that Pete Buttigieg had raped him. You are an investigative reporter, and so I am curious, how have you not yet landed him in prison? He is breaking the law constantly. You need to investigate him and get this guy locked up. So,
yeah, I was just thinking, what is it gonna? It's gonna be 2022, and he'll have done this to half of Congress, and he's still running around. The FOIA I found showed the FBI did appear to be investigating it, but yeah, when the charge is gonna be lodged, I don't know. I'm as surprised as you.
I can't. If I had done this, wouldn't I be in jail if I tried to get false rape allegations created for multiple high-profile politicians? But I guess the first two are free, I guess. Anyway, Ken Klippenstein, as always, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your reporting.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.